Recently, we were invited to a preview event where we could see the Path of Exile's 2 Ranger in action. I'm not the biggest, like, top-down ARPG kind of guy, but Path of Exile did have its hold on me when I played it originally. And what I saw of the Ranger looked, well, funner than Diablo at least. When they began, they basically said they wanted it to feel like Legolas when you were playing. You want to be able to move and shoot, you want to shoot a lot of arrows really quickly, you want to be accurate, fast, and deadly. From what I saw, that's exactly what it is. It reminded me more of like, it's really old school, but some people might remember this. Champions of Norath, 1 and 2, basically had the archer class and do like explosive arrows and stuff. It was really cool. But in this one, it is really fast, Legolas-like, as I said. But you also have the charge-up snipe attack for those of you that want to be a little bit more precise. I like the other option they show, which is chain lightning arrows, which is always cool. First off, I love chain lightning, but what you can do with arrows, that means you get more distance and more targets. Yes, please. And on top of that, it was a lot of lightning-based attacks first, and then they went into plant-based. The lightning rod arrow is basically exactly what it sounds like. It puts a lightning rod in the ground and then lightning bolts just come down and strike enemies. It's looking really good. And lightning is generally the element of my choice, so I'm glad they showed that off first. And of course, they also showed off skill gems. I know everybody loves those. Of course, they make a return. Tons of them. You can combine them a little bit differently now. Maybe I shouldn't say differently. I haven't played Path of Exile since it originally launched, so yeah, maybe I'm mistaken. But the one they showed off was like, hey, here's your basic arrow skill. We're going to put this gem on, and it's going to be a multi-shot now. Real simple, but easy to understand. Now you shoot multiple arrows instead of just one. So while it can affect skills to perhaps make like more lightning arrows, you can also directly affect your skills such as the lightning rod. You can actually make that so the aura of it is bigger, or that it comes down quicker. So fans of the first games will enjoy that. Ultimately, it means you can customize your skills how you want until everyone figures out the meta, and then everyone will just do that, so who really cares? A couple other ones they showed off. You'd have increased arrow speed, so if you want to be more like a rapid fire machine gunner, you can do that. Faster activation of your lightning skills. And then there was also one that was like a light chain, so you can make the lightning chain go further. I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of these, but the ones they showed off, fairly simple to understand, which I appreciate because it's easy to get bogged down, as we'll talk about a little bit down the line when we go into the Path of Exile stuff, the new Necropolis update. We also saw that after the Path of Exile 2. But before we get to that, first off, we switched from lightning to more plant-based stuff. Normally, I'm kind of like, whatever, vines and poison are annoying because most things are resistant to it. However, in this one, while it was still about vines and plants, it was a little different. It's more about like getting your plants out there. Like you shoot a vine arrow and then the vine poisons, and it can also restrain, you know, depending on your skills. But what you can do is put these plants down, and then you use your vine and poison arrows to actually make these plants get bigger, so they become more powerful. So when something runs into it, it explodes. So it's sort of more of like a toxic, not necessarily poison, but like acid, toxic, and poison combined, which is a lot more cooler because, of course, things exploding are also my jam. And also, you want to have more than just poison, man. Poison's so freaking boring. One of the other skills that they did show off, of course, was the arrow rain, and then they combined a skill gem to basically make that acid arrow rain. So yeah, like I said, skill gems, aces, looking good. They also showed off the skill trees, like the big, huge talent trees that Path of Exiles are known for. And, oh boy, yeah, looks big, but hey, at least at the beginning of the game, you only got a few skill points, right? So you can't just get 500 skills. They did show a boss fight as well. His name was Thanos, like Thanos, basically. A ton of arms, using flaming skulls and swinging his swords and everything. It was a cool fight, but obviously the Ranger won. I'm always weird about watching these games when someone's playing them solo, because I never play them solo. So watching a guy in this type of game fighting a boss like that alone, especially as a Ranger, because again, Ranger, in my mind, like, you need to stay back, but he handled it. The boss was taken down, and yeah, I think the Ranger looks cool, but I don't think it's going to be my first class. Still, I'm very appreciative to be invited to the preview. After they got done with that, a little break, a little chat, Q&A, all that stuff, and then they start out showing this Path of Exile Necropolis update. And this is big. I think it's big. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played Path of Exile in a long time, and I was trying to keep up, but they were showing a lot of stuff, a lot of skill trees, like multiple skill trees and different things like that. And you basically, it almost looked like a rogue-like, like you'd select something before doing the mission or the level, whatever it's called. And then it would be like, okay, well now the skeletons are stronger, but you get more rewards and things like that. I don't know if that's normal for Path of Exile or not. It looked cool. I'm happy they're still supporting the first game. If you're a Path of Exile fan, that looks cool, as I said, but for me, I'm good. I'm so far out of that I have to wait for the new game to get into it. And I will say, I'm excited for Path of Exile 2. I have been. Unfortunately, the delay for the beta has been revealed, but they said they're still trying to get the beta sometime in 2024. I really hope they can pull that off. Because I think the Diablo 4 expansion is sometime this year. I don't know if that's going to give that a kick in the ass or not, but that needs it too. I honestly think most people are just waiting for this game. But still, as I said, I'm excited for Path of Exile 2, and if you're an original Path of Exile fan, you've got stuff to check out as well. That's going to do it for me, though. Later, Gators.